Go, you're live. Islam. We are here. We are here. One more place. I wonder how you invite people on this thing. I'm gonna have to find out. Peace and love. Peace and love. Sorry I'm late, or absolve me for being late. And that being said, I guess I'm gonna talk fast because I got stuff to do. But we'll get to that because y'all can do what I'm about to do too. Okay, let's turn this around. All right, Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. All right. Yeah, Islam. Islam, Yoni Melanin, Islam Grand Sheet. We here. All right, let me put this thing here. I'm not y'all gonna keep y'all too long because I'm late. Okay. This is gonna press some buttons. All right, Islam, Islam. Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 11 of the 77 days of elevation, right? And I'm back. I made it. I'm actually right on time, not too early. It might seem like I'm early because I was so late last time. All right. But before I begin, I give all praises to the great God Allah and honors to his forerunner in these days, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and his prophet, the Honorable Noble Jew Ali. Got to do that every single time. All right. I am Sister Zahra Bay. All right. I'm not going to go too into my stuff because maybe I'll make a bio or something and post that up. If not, y'all should know who I am by now. No shade. You can find all our info or all my info at Linktree/Califa Media. For those, oh wow, thank you for the people who are on. Let me move this thing so I can see what's going on. For those who are viewing on YouTube, Islam and gratitude for tuning in. I appreciate that. I would type in or participate, but I can't see the chat because of where the phone is, and I don't want to mess with these buttons because I'm still very, very new to this. So yeah, thank y'all for being here. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. All right, first announcements, right? It is day 11 of the 77 days of elevation. Gratitude to those who have been watching these videos on the various platforms and encouraging me and telling me they like the updates and the announcements. Like, oh, okay, cool. It's kind of like a little town crier type of thing. Thank you for for the inspiration. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna have to keep that going because more is inspired. All right. And thank you to those who have been letting me know that they're actually doing this, right? Jump in anytime, right? I'm going to, because it's like a work in progress. We're trying to like fleshing this mug out as we go along. So it's like, okay, it's 77 days, right? So, and I said, oh, we'll use the first 7 days to let Moors get in, figure out what they're going to do and all that. And then start on the 8th day. So it'll be 70 days, right? So I'm going to even say if you can at least do, and I'm being very generous, I know, 40 days, because that gives you enough time to make it into a habit or break it as a habit, right? If you can get in and do at least 40 days. So today I'm not about to do that math, but today is July 17th and we are on the 11th day. So if you see this within a month, I guess like August 17th, you still got 40 days to participate. All right, Islam. So to that end, copperstock.com is there. I won't say it's officially launched because there's only one thing you can access right now, but at least you can access something. The site has actually been published. Move that down just a little bit. Site has actually been published. And like if you want, somebody actually asked me on one of my Instagram stories, what series are you watching? I'm like, series? Because I guess they like the graphics. They thought it was like I was watching something on TV. I'm like, no, that's all in-house. And feel free to use it. It's available on copperstock.com. Right now, the only thing you can access is the assets for the 77 days of elevation. It's like showing you. So if you want to put it on this, make it into a sticker, I'm gonna figure that out. If somebody knows how to do that to make stickers for Instagram, I'll make stickers for it. But I mean, I'll figure it out. I guess I can learn it, but I can do it faster if somebody knows how to do it and can advise me on how to do that. So that's copper stock, copper like copper stock STOC.com or copperstock STOK.com. All right, because I guess somebody got the one with the C and the K, but I didn't let that stop me. So anyway, yeah. I'm trying to not be on here too long. because there's Sunday school today at the Soul Academy, MSTA Temple number 27. If you would like to participate, please contact Brother Atazaz Bay. That's Aatazaz Bay, or his wife, sister Inanna Bay at Bay Inanna, both on Instagram. And you can contact them whenever, because they got something going on pretty much every single day of the week. All right. So yeah, you can contact them with that whenever, and if they give you the link to access their Zoom, and you're gonna find something to do within a day or so. All right. So next announcement. Free Rise of the Moors is free for real. So yeah, I'm gonna keep beating that drum, right? Because just as hard as these, to quote the purple paperclip, let me take a sip. To quote the purple paperclip, make sure I get it right. Okay. As hard and as fervently as these opportunistic parasitic scumbags went against the rise of the Moors, that's how hard we should be holding that against them, right? That whole "I told you so," rubbing it in like as thoroughly as possible, because they deserve it. They earned it, every single one of them. And I'm like, I know they say, "Oh, you should be the bigger man." Yeah, you be the bigger man. All right, you go do that. But you know, I'm not nice. I'm going to treat you nice going forward. And I'm going to encourage as many people as possible to do that as well. Right. So there's a post on the Purple Paperclip Instagram. There's a list of a short list, and it's being added to, of all the dirty Moors, the smelly culprits who use this as an opportunity to, I get, they were crabbing. I don't know how else to put it. Let's just cut to, they were crabbing. They were trying to use these Moors' unfortunate happenings to benefit themselves, to get on TV, to get some views, clickbait. So, here's what you earn. And it's perfect. It goes right in line with the astrology. All right. Oh, before I forget about that, yeah, we're awaiting commentary from them. So if you want to know who they are, go ask them what they got to say now, please. All right. And don't forget to donate to mercycharities.org. That's MRCI charities.org, to keep our coffers funded, so that, like I said in the event, I've said it before, it ain't like that. It's more like you're paying an you're not even paying, you're donating for an administration fee to have your name put on a list in case something happens to you. Right. So yeah, give what you can. We all got a little something extra laying around. You're not doing anything with it. Why not plant it in fertile soil? Right. So to take something from the best Moors who are still in church. That's how they do it. They get a little extra money. However they get it. Some have won lawsuits, got it gambling, and they like, well, I guess I can go and donate it to. And it always comes, seem to come back to them. Anyway, so the astrology, quick, and so I can get to the theme of the day, and so I don't burn into too much time and miss out on Sunday school. So it is the third quarter moon in Pisces. All right. I'm doing this so that Moors can start becoming better navigators. All right. Sometimes you won't have the materials available. You just gonna have to feel your way through a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be based on intuition and observation, right? So there's no moon right now. Okay, so I know it's about to be the beginning of the month. Which month? This is how you can, this is why I'm saying I could come in at the beginning, before the moon comes in, and be like, this is what you need to prepare for. Everybody does that, right? So let's try something else. Tune in. And here's some of the things you should be tuning into. So then if anything happens, right, you can be like, why do I feel this? Oh, let me check to see where the moon is. Yup, I knew it. And now I know how to deal with it. You're so chill, because I know how to surf. That's about it. It ain't no secret, and it's really fun. And Moors, it's like we're like brainiacs, it doesn't take as much effort as we assume. That was the last video. As we assume it does to pick up new skills or to perfect those skills. It really doesn't, right? So also, now that I've said those caring words to the Moors, I should mention that Mercury is in Cancer, right? Trining Neptune in Pisces. The sun is in Cancer right now too. You know, you always know where Mercury is because it's somewhere around the sun, right? So Mercury is in Cancer and it's trining Neptune in Pisces. The sun is in Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces. The sun and Mercury are therefore conjunct in Cancer. All right, I'm going down the list and then I'll break it down. The moon in Pisces is conjunct to Neptune in Pisces. All right. And Venus is going to move into Cancer later on today. In fact, in like 3 hours, it'll be moving into Cancer. So we're at the end of Venus in Gemini. All right. So the theme of this transit and this little speech, to encourage y'all to participate in our, event we got going on so we can have our own stuff. The theme is drunkenness. Let's get drunk for real. And specifically in the realm of delusions and illusions. No, this is not to encourage you to engage in the consumption of illicit substances. If you want to and you're of age and you're in a safe environment, have at it. But that's not what this is about. All right. Okay, cool. It's right here. All right. So third quarter moon in Pisces. And if I'm looking down, it's because I respect your time and I'm organized. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. Third quarter moon in Pisces. Again, what is the moon? Moon is mind, emotions, home, privacy, nurturing, women/mothers, mother's milk, nationality, or your motherland. Fourth house, it rules the sign of Cancer, rapid changes, especially emotionals. Rapid changes is also Mercury, but the moon moves way faster than Mercury. So rapid changes, especially emotionally. All right. Okay. So what is Pisces? Illusions and delusions, addictions, solitary places, prisons, like prisons, hospitals, rehabs, spirituality, spiritual places such as ashrams, temples, churches. It also rules clouds. If you want to think of a fog, right? You can kind of see what's going on, but you cannot definitely say you see everything going on. And it just popped in my head when I left off that I've heard a lot is the trash can of the zodiac. It's kind of messed up because it's all of the experiences that you've gone through the entire zodiac, right? And now you're at the last one. It's the culmination of all those experiences. And unfortunately, it's going to be some messed up stuff up in there, along with the good stuff, depending on how you choose to utilize it, right? All right. So Jupiter, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. And if you subscribe to those planets we can't actually see with the naked eye, Neptune, all right, which is currently in Pisces. And Jupiter is in Aries. All right. So the third quarter moon, what is a third quarter moon? So whereas a new moon, you plant seeds, right? A full moon, you're harvesting, right? What are you getting ready to do with that harvest? Because this is like, so full moon, then you're getting ready to go to the next new moon, right? And right in between that is the third quarter. All right. Is that right? No. Third, it's between the third and the fourth quarter. So of course, because it's four. Anyway, so it's the third quarter. So full moon, third quarter, fourth quarter, new moon, which is going to be the first quarter. All right. So third quarter moons, you harvest it in the new moon. So what you're getting ready to do with it? You're going to give it away because it's still about loss, right? So some of the key words are gratitude, right? Generosity and enthusiasm. If you think about that, gratitude, generosity, and enthusiasm, those are all things you have to give to somebody, right? Because you can't just you're going to be grateful to yourself. That's kind of like selfish, not narcissistic, but you can give gratitude to somebody else. I don't need to explain that to y'all. You should be feeling the benefits of your hard work for the last 2 weeks. So new moon, that's the first quarter, right? Second, third. that third, and then what happened with the new full moon. That's that area. All right. So around whatever you've been doing since around, I'm looking at my calendar. Oop. Yeah, that was great. Okay, so I'm looking at my calendar. So around Wednesday, what did I say? July 6th. Whatever you started or you've been working on since then, you should start seeing some of the benefits from that if you were actually putting in some effort. Because some people are getting discouraged because Saturn has been like really heavy the last few this last week or so. So and Saturn is just like it's like a army dad, a military father, which I had. Right? I loved having a military father, but in my chart is like, yeah, that was the perfect father for me. All right. So he's a, pardon my vernacular, he's a hard ass, but he's only doing that because he knows that you're capable. Um and he knows what you're gonna get if you actually pull through this, right? And you know you hate it while you're going through it, but when it's all said and done, you look back and be like, boy, there was no other way to do that, and I'm so glad he made me do it, even though I hate it. That's Saturn when you have one of those situations. All right. So now it's like, look at it. Actually, stop and pull back for a minute. You know, it's a little foggy, but you're gonna have to be careful with it because the moon is going to be in Pisces. What is the moon in Pisces? It means receiving confirmation of niggling messages, just like I said. Um, okay, I'm gonna read a source I found what they said. We are not inclined to want to face reality while the moon is in dreamy, impressionable Pisces. It can be wistful, sensitive, intuitive, and compassionate time. We are especially imaginative, and our intuition reigns under this influence. So feeling your way through it because it's a feminine sign and it's water, right? Boundaries and walls come down as Pisces energy merges and blends, right? It's nebulous, right? It's a time when details are overlooked and feelings defy description. That's why I said you got to be kind of careful, and I'll come back around today. The moon in Pisces generally favors the following activities: imaginative undertakings, the mystical or spiritual pursuits, inner development, music and drama, going on a retreat, activities involving water. And that's from cafeastrology.com/ when the moon is in.html if you want to go look at what's happening with you don't have to wait on me to come on here. Go see where all those moons are. I don't just use one source, of course, but that's a pretty like, cut and dry one. Okay. So illusions, now that we've gone through the astrology, illusions versus delusions. All right. Pisces, like I said, it's nebulous. It rules what can't be known. That can be positive and negative. The illusions part, because Pisces rules both. It rules both. The illusion, because it rules something that's like you can't really confirm it. You can't verify it. You just got to go on faith, right? So the illusion part of it could be like magic, glamour, prestidigitation, right? The negative or delusional part of it is when you start taking the illusion as fact. That's the negative part. So you can look at all transits, all placements as a coin. There's a upside, or however you want to look at it. I guess, how can I put it? There's a higher and a lower side. There we go. So it's like I try to give both definitions, and then you can be like, well, you can go either way. And just because this is considered a negative, it might be necessary for that situation. Like if you like, okay, I'm going to delude myself into believing that this person will change one day, right? Despite all the evidence. Is that a good example? Okay, I'm gonna keep going with it and just see where it goes. So I'm gonna delude myself into I'm going to believe the illusion that this person is going to change one day. All right, because it's the moon, right? And despite all the stuff that's happened since the moon went past both of these Saturn ruled signs, because it's like Saturn is really a reality check, and then you got Capricorn, a reality sign, then it goes to Aquarius, a reality sign, because it's ruled by Saturn too. And then it goes to Pisces, like it's a test. Like, did you actually get the lesson? And are you going to elevate or not elevate? Is it elevate? No, enlighten or evolve, or are you going to devolve? Right. And try not to get off track too much, but I'm gonna go on with this. So you're going through, you being questioned and tested in Capricorn and Aquarius, and then in Pisces. Are you going to evolve or devolve? Because that's going to determine if you got to repeat that lesson going back to Aries and it starts all over again. Because I've actually heard people say whatever planets you have in the 12th house, that like is an indication of where you're done, right? Depending on what that planet rules, you're done with that in your like incarnation cycle, right? And I'm hoping that's true. I'm like praying that's true, because apparently I have Pluto in the 12th house, right? Conjunct my ascendant. So it's like, I can't see it. It's right behind me. And it's in a great place, right? I love it, because people who try to attack me, they fall into a deep, dark pit that they can't find their way out of. And it's all their fault. So I get to look down there and laugh at them and throw stuff at them. Anyway, oh yeah. Anyway, so that one means you're not coming back, right? So it's the trash can, right? So right now, the modern ruler of Scorpio, the sign of death, mine is in the trash can. So I can't die anymore. I'm not coming back. So when people say, oh, this should make my next life easier. Yeah. Good for you. You know, even though I had you think you're talking to me too, but that's gonna be my reward. If people wonder why I go as hard as I do, it's because I'm trying to earn my way off this wheel. I don't want to come back. All right. Moses had the right idea. I enjoy watching other people have fun. You know, that's good enough for me. Excuse me. But anyway, so yeah, I know I got off that example, so it must not have been a good example, because I still remember it, and I'm not feeling in any mood to go back to it, so I won't. Checking the time. All right, doing good. Okay, so illusions versus delusions again. Since that's part of the 77 days. It's day 11, and we're in the moon in Pisces, and we're gonna be looking at illusions versus delusions, because that's what Pisces rules. If you subscribe to Vedic astrology, they say that Pisces rules your mental processes. All right. It's kind of the way that we look at Mercury. That's how they look at the moon, minus the intellectual part, right? If that makes any sense. I want to say it's like the emotional mind, but it's not really. It's just the mind, the way they look at it. It's like however you think, right? Whatever basically whatever your mom put in your head. Because it rules the fourth house. Fourth house rules your mother. So, so this moon is talking about, I guess it's more endings, right? Because that seems to be the theme after you get to the 10th house, right? That quarter. So the winter quarter, that's when everything's ending, right? So with this one, we're looking at illusions and delusions. So for illusions, what is considered the positive side of this? I'll say the upper octave. How about that? Mythology. That's an illusion, right? Mythology is so important to culture. I wish I could find it, but I read so much and research so much. It's just like, forget it. Don't even bother. I remember hearing someone speak on it once, where they mentioned how the reason why the colonists went so hard against the indigenous people culture, and why they were focusing on getting a hold of those people's children. So we want to destroy your culture, especially the stories, the oral history. We're gonna degrade it, and try to downplay the importance of it. And that way, it's like we can say, if it's not in a book that can be corrupted, then it's not real. And if we can do that, your children won't know the stories that made your people as successful as they are. If you think about mythologies, right? That's how little boys know what, that's why they want to be heroes, right? It's not necessarily watching their fathers, even though my father was my hero. All right. I still remember looking up at him just like, are you real? You, he loved it. He was a Leo, so he ate it with a spoon, right? But I mean, he deserved it because this, woo, that was a man. All right. So I know what a man looks like. So I consider myself extremely fortunate because he was just like a man par excellence for real. So yeah, I miss him a lot. But anyway, he told us Arabic myths. I'm like, well, I know that's not our people, but that's really cool listening to these stories of all these women and all this stuff. Because he was big into supporting women. Now that I think about it, that was weird. But those mythologies, right? And if they're so ingrained, that's like I said, the colonists, wherever they went, they tried to play it off like it didn't matter. I use India. I like to look at India as a good example. How they have the Mahabharata, right? And if you listen to, I actually had a roommate from Bangalore. She was amazing, and that was their history, according to her. And then I go and have an Asian history, a Southeast Asian history class, and he's saying they don't know if it's history or mythology. Wow, I'm glad I talked to the heir of that information before I came to this class. Because now you see what I mean? It's like, no, I'm gonna go with her impression. I'm glad she got to impress it upon me first. So, and of course, y'all consider this a mythology because, first of all, it's older than you. And that's not me saying it. It's like, well, y'all claim to be 6,000 years old. And they tell me out this book is 5,000 years old. And the stories in it are older than 5,000 years old. So I don't know where you get off saying what it is at all, but that's just me, And I'm just I always love to throw their own stuff in their face, So it's like, argue with yourself, But anyway, so the mythology, and I'm mentioning this because one, we have some, and two, we need to start like really pushing it harder. It helps the youth to know their history and their potential, right? See Marvel Universe. What kind of fortune are all the people involved in that making? Because they're giving these children mythology. And if you listen to some teachers, that ain't myth. That's not myth. Like what was that guy? Hancock. And I'll just leave it at that. I'm wondering if I should tell you the story of Can't Get Right. Because we have, like I said, I guess I have to because I said it. We have our own stories, right? I don't know if they're still there, and they might not be there after I mention it on here. But if you have an Amazon account and you have access to Amazon for desktop or for your phone, or you actually have a Kindle, Amazon has some free books. One of the free books they have is Native American Stories, right? I don't remember if that's the exact title because I haven't read the book in years. But I read that book because I actually went to school at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, and they required us to take Native American history. That was like health, math, chemistry, Native American history were requisites to graduate, to get an undergrad degree there, right? So lucky me, I got a buddy with the teacher who was he was a European adopted into the tribe, super duper cool. I love going to office hours where I found Native American and indigenous cookbooks. So yeah, my life. Anyway, so in his class, I learned about, I think his name was Can't Get Right, which I also found funny because I think that's the name of somebody in the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. But the story of Can't Get Right. So he's a character. He's like a reoccurring character in indigenous American stories. And he's like in all of their stories. I'm trying to think who he would be comparable to. I can't think of anybody in European vernacular, whatever, lexicon. But anyway, he was always having problems. And oh, wow. I haven't thought about this story since 2002. I came into the knowledge that I was a Moor in 2008. And now I'm thinking back on this stuff. And it's like, wait a minute. So Can't Get Right was a little boy. He has several names, but it's always something like messing up, fuck up. That was his name, is something like that, right? Can't Get Right. He lives with his grandmother He's always with his grandmother. Like, wait a minute, so it's a mother? Okay, it's the star and crescent. Okay, I'm just now realizing that, like 20 some years later. Wow. So the story can't get right, and autumn leaves, right? Kind of funny. Checking the time. So can't get right. His grandmother, one day it was winter time, right? And his grandmother was like, can't get right. Go get the wood out that you supposed to have chopped in the autumn. So what did you just learn? I didn't do it. What you mean you didn't do it? It's snow outside. It's a cold. We like need it, and we can't go chop nothing because all the wood is wet. What we gonna do? And he's like, charcoal. She like, that's a great idea. There's got to be some charcoal somewhere. So I know, Bear has some charcoal. So what else have you just learned? Go visit Bear, right? Go visit Bear and go get some charcoal. All right. And the teacher, the way he told the story, he was like, remember it as best as you can, as long as you get the main points. This is what makes the stories evolve over time, because people add their own little seasonings to this family recipe. So go to Bear and go get a piece of coal to bring back to the house, right? Here's a bucket. Here's I guess 2 sticks to hold it or something, right? So he goes to Bear with the bucket and the sticks. Bear's like, all right, cool, no problem. I'll give you some, you know what? Screw you. Because you ain't nothing but a troublemaker. Can't get right. Because Anansi. He's like Anansi. He's like, you know how Anansi is like in every story, right? And I guess Eastern Africa. He's like in every story. So yeah. So he's like, yeah, you always messing up. You know, you caused me so many problems. I ain't doing nothing for you. Blah, blah, blah. In fact, I'm going to take this bucket. So make sure you can't steal my stuff, because I know how you are, right? So can't get right. Like, oh, okay, that's fine. You got me. You got me. I guess I'll just go home and tell grandma I couldn't make it work. Bear's like, that's right. Turns around, goes back in, goes back to sleep, because it's winter. He's hibernating. What did you just learn? So can't get right, sneaks into Bear's cave or whatever, and goes into the hearth, you know, because bears have hearths and caves. He goes into the hearth and he picks up a coal, right? And he's running and trying to get it. He's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And then there go Bear. Oh, snap. Bear woke up because he heard me rustling around. I gotta hide this mug. Remember, this is the story where autumn leaves come from, right? It's winter, but the leaves are still there, right? Oh my gosh, my fault. So this is where autumn leaves come from. Okay, I give up. I'm gonna leave it right there, because before I break this mug, I'm gonna leave it right there. So anyway, back to the story. So the bear comes. He's like, I know you stole some of my stuff. I didn't steal your stuff. Where my coal? I know you got a piece of coal. I can smell something burning. I didn't steal your stuff. Okay, I don't see it, so fine. All right, cool. What happened to the coal? He had it in his hand. He was about to drop it because it was too hot, but he saw the bear coming, so he shoved it up his butt. This is how I know this was our people making these stories up. So he shoved this piece of hot coal up his butt, and he runs home because he can't get it out because it's hot. He can't touch it, and it's burning him from outside in, right? He runs home like, Grandma, I got the coal. Great, where is it? It's in my butt. It's burning me. Help me, help me, help me. So Grandma grabs a sharp stick and starts poking him in his butt. And all the blood is spraying all over the green leaves. And that's where the autumn leaf colors come from. If nothing else, it teaches our children, wow, our people really have an interesting sense of humor, right? I can't make a story more messed up than that. And if I can't, they won't get mad at me because that was pretty messed up. But yeah, that's our mythology. Can't get right. You can look him up. I think that's the name. If I can find it, because it's been so long ago since I actually found a book that mentioned them. And if I can find it, I'll link it in the comments on the YouTube recording. All right. So that's an illusion. Delusion comes about when you tie that in with reality, where you try to be like, well, oh, okay. So the delusional part of, I'm going to use the can't get right story, right? An example would be how a people so arrogant to think that they can come into somebody's house and tell them how they've been living, even though they just showed up. And they're like, oh, that's your God. Y'all actually believe that stuff. And we're going to teach our children to believe that you believe that so we can justify taking your stuff. That's a delusion, right? And you're imposing it on people. It's basically delusions are really I want to say something so messed up, but thank you, Allah, for the Prophet for giving us the 101s and all the teachings, that especially the one that says don't start no religious controversy, because there's a Piscean ruled religion that fits this whole thing perfectly. And I'll leave that to your imagination. Okay, cool. Conclusion. Yes, so I can make it to Sunday school. This is an opportunity for admission. All right. So, like I said, the moon through Capricorn and Aquarius is shone a light on what needed to be concluded, right? That you have been deluding yourself on, because it's more deluding. Again, it doesn't have to be something negative, right? This delusion is something that's messing up their future potential, right? If you want the tarot cards that represent this, Pisces is represented by the Moon card and the Knight of Cups. Let's see. Cancer rules the Chariot card and the Queen of Cups. So that's a lot of cups. Cups rules emotions. So I really don't like, okay, Pisces. Oh, Knight of Cups is perfect. Again, this is the delusional part. So illusion. Knight of Cups. He's just riding around with his cup of love ready to hand it over, right? That's the illusion. The delusion comes in when you think that Knight of Cups is only doing that with you. No, he's riding around, so he's handing that cup out to everybody. And if you know a Pisces, I'll just leave it at that. I find it hilarious. I wouldn't date a Pisces for nothing, but I find it hilarious with how they be acting. And then the delusion where they like wonder what your problem is. But the way they come off with it is just like, yup, that's the sign. Oops, it's time to go. I gotta go. Mercury is currently in Cancer. That's ruled by the Three of Cups. Venus will be going into Cancer. That is ruled by the Two of Cups. Look into it, right? Because I gotta go. Sorry about that. The Let's Get Drunk. I got time. I'll make time. Let's Get Drunk. That is a reference to Rumi and the Beloved. And that is so perfect for a Pisces moon, right? Because he was drunk. If you know about Rumi, he's constantly talking about wine and intoxication, but he's talking about getting drunk on love, right? He is just so, and I know what he means. I actually know what he means, where it feels like your heart is going to explode because you just cannot believe the glory of Allah, right? Like some people like, oh, Allah, Allah. No, I go, oh, Allah, Allah, because where's the closest place we can meet him, right? So I'm drunk. I constantly stay lit, right? So Pisces rules dissolving boundaries, right? Unconditional love. Can you imagine a love that has no boundaries, right? Which is, again, the whole, for the community part of Pisces. No shade. Hey, like I said, as long as everybody's consenting. So 2 planets in Cancer, Sun and Mercury, are trining 2 planets in Pisces, the Moon and Uranus. The delusion may feel emotionally, Moon in Pisces, satisfying, and may even make sense. That's the Mercury in Cancer, right? Emboldened by the Sun in Cancer. And the Uranus in Pisces is supporting whatever fantasies you got going on. It's a test. You got a chance to like see why this ain't gonna work. And now it's like a test. Are you gonna, now that you've seen the reality of it through all this Saturn stuff, let's put you back in that situation. Are you gonna see are you gonna see the illusion, or are you gonna ride with a delusion? It's up to you, right? It's up to you. Just know that with this next full moon coming up in another Saturn rule sign, it's gonna be something it's going to be a messed up consequence to go with it. If you don't, it's something you got to let go because it's waning, it's dying, right? So it's going to be a messed up consequence. And then Venus will be have moved into Leo by then. If I got that, yeah, the full moon in Aquarius, I think it'll move it. It will have moved into Leo by then. So it'll be opposing. The satisfaction will be opposing whatever reality you ain't trying to acknowledge. It's up to you, free will, right? So this delusion, in moments of clarity, that it's not emotionally satisfying, right? It's like drinking alcohol. It feels good in the moment, but as soon as it wears off, it's like, oh, why did I do that, right? Um, Again, it's going, and all of this is going to be enabled by Venus. It's going to be made a little harder to like admit to the sweetness of the delusion because Venus is moving into this emotional sign at 9:32 p.m. All right, so this nods to the hazards of a mind or moon in Pisces and an indication of ingesting mind altering substances, right? Especially alcohol, aka spirits. Do what you're gonna do. Just know that, we know about vortexes, right? Sometimes it's like, yeah, this is cool, but sometimes, nope, it's not. Like, when if Mars is in like a bad sign, you probably don't want to have surgery. You don't want Mars being in a bad sign and you getting cut open, that kind of stuff, right? It's electional. But anyway, on that note, thank y'all, Moors. I'm about to go to Sunday school. If you want to join in, hit up Atis Bay or Nana Bay on Instagram. And yeah, I got like 6 minutes to get there. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you really laughing at me. That's fine. That's cool. I'm here to entertain you. I really am. I really am. I don't mind. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, but y'all be cool, Moors, and I'll see you in 2.5 days when the moon is in Aries. Aries. Moon in Aries squaring the sun in Cancer. I don't want to call no unfortunate events into reality, but that might be some more shootings, right? So y'all be cool and keep your head down and don't get drunk. Oh, let's get drunk. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, peace, y'all. Y'all the best.